Which artifact truly dominates in Call of Dragons, Phoenix Eye or Thunder Elegy? Stick around because the answer may surprise you. Hey guys, it's Brugus here and welcome to another Call of Dragons video. Today I'm going to talk about Phoenix Eye and Thunder Elegy. We're going to go over the artifacts and I'm going to share with you in deep why I decide this artifact is going to be the best one in my opinion, based on the arguments I have. Let's kick things off by diving deep in one of the most popular artifacts in Call of Dragons, and we're talking about the Phoenix Eye. Obviously, Phoenix Eye, you can easily get it from the artifact draws. The probability is same with the rest, but you have Phoenix Eye here. The Thunder Elegy is going to be from Forge of Light most of the times. At least this is where I get it. So there is a difference from accessibility of these artifacts, but we're going to go also over this. So what is the Phoenix Eye are giving? Now, when you see one artifact is having the suit, that means it's pure damage, like 90% from the time. This artifact is going to be based over the damage it's doing. Now, magic attack, unit attack is going to be 40%, legion attack 22%. Now, here is 1.5. I'm going to give just 1.5 because when I compare it with the Thunder Elegy, other Thunder Elegy damage taken and damage do is going to be, I think, 1.5. So let's check it out. The spell deals diffused damage to up to 5 enemy legions in the designated area. Damage factor 4000. But again, this is going to be a diffused damage, so the less targets you hit, the more hard it's going to hit at the end of the day. And honestly, I'm so happy with this artifact. I don't say, I have to point something before I continue, is I don't say this artifact you're not going to use. I mean, you have like 5 legions, so you may find a place for Thunder Elegy and also for Phoenix Eye. But at the end of the day, I just decided to compare these two artifacts. But what about his main rival? And let's flip the script. And I'm going to talk about Thunder Elegy artifact review. This is the Thunder Elegy. If I go again just for the stats for this artifact, you're going to see magic unit attack is going to be 40%. Obviously, all of the artifacts having something like this, but the second stat is actually changed. Legion HP is going to be 17%. We no longer have this 22 more damage Legion attack, and I really don't understand why the game actually make it like this. If you go for the mana stone, you're going to have 10% attack mana stone, you're going to have 10% HP mana stone. I'm giving mana stones as an example because it's different stats but the same amount. So yeah, here we have less, like 4% less HP from what I think it should be. And as I mentioned, the damage taken is going to be minus 1.5, damage do plus 1.5. The other one was like 5, but this one is level 1, the Phoenix Eye is level 5. So what are the spells of the Thunder Elegy? Deals diffused magic damage factors 350. Okay, it can go 750. Now, if you combine for 5 seconds, this is for 5 seconds, we have to mention that. It's 5 seconds, 750, yeah, it's going to be less damage, okay, it's going to be less damage. I think it's like 3750, something like this, when you multiply. But this is not the important thing. What I like and why my Thunder Elegy is level 1, the main reason is you get the best benefits from this artifact at level 1. And this is enemy legions designate the circle and inflict silence. Cannot cast a rage skill for 5 seconds. Legion affected by this skill cannot leave the circle. Also, you keep the legions in the circle. It can be helpful when you get chased by some cavalry and some of your friends are hitting this legion and they trigger Thunder Elegy, and those cavalry is going to sit there for 5 seconds. Now, this is going to extremely rarely happen, but also for the escaping, if the enemy legion try to escape, this is a very good one. And the silence on top of this. Silence can be triggered once every 10 seconds. The main reason for this is just a lot of people are going to have Thunder Elegy, and you cannot do a perma rage skill walk over the enemy legion. So there's going to be like, you can do it for 5 seconds, the next 5 seconds you cannot actually do it. So this is the Thunder Elegy. Also, additional effect, whenever they inflict numberless upon the enemy legion, will that legion get resistant damage taken minus can go up to 10% for 3 seconds. Now the seconds is not that much, but yeah. And if you really enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps out the channel. Now that we know separately, it's time to put them head to head. Alright, we covered the basics. That was the basics for these two artifacts. Now let's really get into it. Which artifact actually wins in the battle? Phoenix Eye vs Thunder Elegy. Who is winning? And here I'm going to share with you my personal opinion. Now, from point of single legion performance, I'm going to point the Phoenix Eye. The main reason there is going to be this artifact is giving a decent attack. It's going to be 40% magic unit attack, and legion attack is going to be 22%. this is an absolutely great booster for the attack of the Legion. And this artifact should be used also with Celestials, just to mention that. Now for the Thunder Elegy, you can actually afford go with Vestos, and soon I'm preparing a video about Celestials and Vestos, so don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you didn't already do that. The Thunder Elegy is giving Legion HP, so in general you're not going to do that much damage with this artifact, okay? Phoenix Eye is going to make the performance of your single Legion better from point of how much merit it's going to get. But Thunder Elegy is going to help your alliance in huge fights. And this is, I think, the most important thing between these two artifacts. You have to decide. But here we're going to talk only for the stats. I think this percentage that is giving Phoenix Eye on point of how good is going to be the performance of your Legion is definitely going to go a bit bigger. Also, Thunder Elegy, as you can see, for me personally, is level 1. The Phoenix Eye is level 5. It's way more easy to get the Phoenix Eye. I think this is obvious. You can get it from the normal draws from the artifact. And yeah, I think this is the edge of the Phoenix Eye is going to boost via the single Legion performance where you use this artifact on the battlefield. For sure, you're going to make more merits with couple words with Phoenix Eye and not with Thunder Elegy. So I'm going to give 1 point to the Phoenix Eye. On the same time, Thunder Elegy is having this HP. If this was a Legion defense, I'm not going to give a point to Thunder Elegy, okay? But since it's Legion HP, one of the most valuable thing in Call of Dragons, I'm not going to give a point to Thunder Elegy of this comparison, because people actually care how good their Legion is going to perform on the battlefield. And if you run one Legion and you have to choose between these two artifacts, better go for the Phoenix Eye. The main reason is your Legion is going to perform better, but Thunder Elegy is giving some good Legion HP. Now I use Thunder Elegy with which one? With Thunderlin, but I'm thinking also to switch to Margaret Zeta and switch these two artifacts. For me, this is the best two artifacts in Call of Dragons, but we're going to go over why I think this is the two best artifacts in Call of Dragons. And by looking like these two artifacts, obviously the things is going in the Phoenix Eye direction. But there is a hidden mechanic that changes everything. And I'm talking about the silence. Now, people can say whatever they like, but in the huge alliance fights, you want to win this huge alliance fight. So if you have opportunity to go with Phoenix Eye and get little better performance for your Legion, or go with Thunder Elegy to support your alliance with these 5 Legions that is not going to be able to cast their spell for 5 seconds, I think Thunder Elegy is getting my heart here. The main reason is I'm supporting the alliance. I'm supporting the huge fight. If many people like me show up with the Thunder Elegy, we're going to break the enemy just by silence. And 5 seconds to catch 5 Legion for 5 seconds and they're not able to trigger their rage spell. Of course, you don't know at which stage are their rage skill. Are they just rage skill right now and you put a silence and this thing don't actually matter? Or if they're just ready to fire up their rage skill and you put this silence, you never know how the things will be on the battlefield. But also this circle that is keeping them together. If you have one person with Thunder Elegy for this circle to build this circle and the other one is striking with this meteorite from the Phoenix Eye, you're going to see a beautiful screen. So far, I think just because this artifact is supporting the alliance in the huge fight, I think it deserves the better place for the Phoenix Eye. Right now, we're comparing the best artifacts in Call of Dragons, so obviously it's going to be a very big discussion between the Phoenix Eye and Thunder Elegy. But for me, just because one thing, this silence, Thunder Elegy is one idea better from the Phoenix Eye. From point of personal single Legion performance, go with the Phoenix Eye. You're going to get more merits, I guarantee. But for the good of the alliance, I think Thunder Elegy is the way. Finally, let's talk about the reality. Can you get these artifacts easy? This is also with absolutely importance. And as I mentioned, the Phoenix Eye is way more easy to get it. The main reason is just from the forge. You can go here, you can make one draw, and maybe you're going to get lucky, maybe you're not going to get lucky, but you have a chance on the daily basis. If you have this bundle, monthly pack, you can get Universal Artifact Key. Also, you're going to get this one, Keystone Copper. When you gather 600, you're going to be able to, transfer them in one full Universal Artifact Key. There is many places where you can get this artifact key, but at the end of the day, the accessibility to the Phoenix Eye is way better, way better from the accessibility to Thunder Elegy. Thunder Elegy, you have to go in the Forge of Light. This is the place I get this one, and you have to make a lot of draws. You have to just make a lot of draws. If you hit the PT, which is like, I think 90, so, and you have to get 2 legendary artifacts before you get the one you're wishing for. This is like 270 draws, which is little painful, especially when you have to go and every day. I mean, for the Forge of Light is used this type of keys, Forge artifact key, and you got like 5 per week. It's extremely slow. The other way is with gems. But anyway, I think the accessibility to Phoenix Eye is way more, it's better, but you get the best benefits from the Thunder Elegy at level 1. So here is just going to be that the Thunder Elegy is supporting your is supporting your alliance on the battlefield. This is why I decided to, you know, put Thunder Elegy one idea on the place number 2, and I put Phoenix Eye on the place number 3. In my short video, I see huge discussion there. That was the main reason why I'm currently making this video. On top of everything, Praetor Gigantis is on the top of the food chain. I don't think somebody can actually say different, but yeah, just want to make this video and make it clear why I decide for the Thunder Elegy. Since in one short video you cannot see all the arguments behind. So far, I'm still going to continue using Phoenix Eye. I don't think I'm going to change this artifact soon just because it's level 5. And yeah, to make artifact level 5 is not an easy work. Let's start from there. It's not an easy work. So yeah, I guess it's all for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit one like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new here, join the Discord, link in the description under the video. Also, you can become a member and get some extra benefits like shoutout in my next video, access to my streams, and all this stuff. I wish you a great day and see you in the next video.